This will be a short video using a basic guidance system. The display is Trimble Easy Guide 250. It's May 3rd. I'm applying dry fertilizer. The pastures. The display, the only thing it gets from the tractor is 12 volt power. It gets nothing from the spreader in terms of controls. So everything that I do here is manually controlled. I just left one field. I'm going to be moving to a new field, so I'll show a little bit about how it sets up. So I'm going to change fields. This thing does not have a touch screen. Everything's controlled by buttons. These buttons over to each side. So I'll finish with the field. Yes. I need to select a new field. I'm going to select the farm. I think I am. Let's see if it's under. Let's pause this one. Okay, so I've selected the farm. Now I'm going to go and select the field. Field, Hampton, continue, new event. Now I have saved some events here. If we were going to create new and actually create new, you'd hit that and you'd spell it all out, which is a pain using the buttons, but I have an event here that I can use to cheat with. So I select the event. I select the implement width. In this case, I'm spreading 50-foot swath. Use the arrow keys over here to go up and down on your width. Overlap or skip. I don't want to overlap any at all, so I'm running a 0-inch overlap. Forward back offset. It's trailed behind me, so I don't need any offset. Left to right offset. There is no offset to the spreader. I want it right behind me. So to record a boundary, I've already recorded boundaries on these fields if I remember correctly. So I'll select. Don't need to record a boundary. Okay. So on this, you can see my line. It's this existing line. My existing AB line is 22 feet 7 inches to my left. I'm going to move that over to where I'm currently sitting because that line's not going to work well for where I'm at. So I move over here, press shift. I'm going to shift it to where I'm sitting, shift but don't save. So now I'm setting dead center on my line. If I use the information button up here, it tells the field name, how many acres is in this field, implement width, and how much storage I have left, in addition to all the other stuff that I selected that I didn't want. Then on this we have our correction. GPS source is WAS. GPS data is differentially corrected GPS under WAS. There are 9, I'm looking at 9 satellites. Local time is a little bit off because it's actually like 7:30 or 7:45 in the evening. It gives me the directional heading and the coordinates. So there you have that. This thing, I use it manually to set my, when I'm painting. By painting, it shows the coverage that I've gone over. So we'll do a little bit, it'll be a little noisy, I imagine. So I've turned the painting on. The bulls think they're going to get fed. Alright. Got the PTO engaged. Now, the only reason it knows to start painting is because I told it to. Then I tripped the hydraulic lever. telling me how far off it is. I am. It's also displaying the speed that I'm spreading at, 5.5, 6 miles an hour. So what I'll do is I'll go all the way around the field, painting as I go. That way I can tell on my headlands when I come up to the headlands going running back and forth, and I can shut the spreader off and shut the guidance off, the painting off. So I'm going to pause this for a moment. You might be able to see the little dotted line. Clutch. Over to the left. You can see I'm trying to run my 50-foot swath right over next to that boundary. That boundary is a field boundary that I set up when I first started using this GPS on this field. Okay, so I finished my perimeter. Now I need to line up on my AB line. I'm going to shift it in there and put it in reverse. So I'm going to find my AB line there is in red. I'm going to try to line up on the AB line. Hit paint. Turn the paint button on to where I'm working. Take off. You can see it's telling me I'm 4 off on my line, so I need to try to move over. I'm off in another direction. Driving and videoing is not my thing, but we're working. We're getting lined up. Okay, so I'm going to come up to the pond here in just a second. I'm going to shut guidance, or I'm going to shut paint off. Try to do this when I get in the pond, where I shut the spreader off, come back around, try to line back up, hit the button, hit the remote, get the spreader running again, try to stay on my line. Field's rough, makes for poor quality video. Maybe you get the idea. You can see the light bar up at the top telling me about where I need to be. The 3 little green lights in the middle says I'm on my line, and the little red light tells me that I need to move over toward it. So then I come up to the end here, turn off the paint, trip the remote lever, throttle down, make my turn. Line up. Get close. Turn guidance or turn the paint on. Trip the remote lever and head out again. So that's kind of a basic crash course in the guidance system. A very basic guidance system, all manually controlled.